Good evening. We start tonight with the torrential rainfall and the flooding in South and West Yorkshire. Some homes are already underwater and many roads impassable. And this rain isn't forecast to let up until the early hours of tomorrow morning.
Well, the River Don in South Yorkshire is forecast to rise to levels not seen since the catastrophic flooding of 2007. But the Environment Agency is hopeful new flood defences will help.
Now, we're live tonight from Catcliffe in South Yorkshire and the river in time for those residents who know how bad it can be.
Certainly.
Find out later as well with Paul what the forecast is going to be overnight, a bit later in the programme. Next tonight, final plans are being put in place to construct a new island port in Leeds. Now, it's hoped that the building will work for the £3 million scheme to get underway next year, with freight being shipped to the city from the year after. Yeah, the idea of creating a new dock in Leeds would remove lorries from roads and help cut carbon emissions. Here's our business correspondent, Spencer Stokes.
Positioned in the...
Next tonight, newspapers from across the north are calling for an end to the economic neglect of the region. Today's headlines on some of the best-known titles in Yorkshire led on the manifesto for the north. Now, the manifesto is an appeal to all three main political parties to help make the north of England a better place to live and work. Our political editor, James Vincent... No, thanks, James. Another hot political issue is climate change and what and when to do something about it. Anti-pollution campaigners have been in Leeds today to highlight the issue by installing aeroplane-style oxygen masks on a bus stop. Nicola Rees reports. Lots of brollies on the programme tonight. Yeah. Now, Strictly Come Dancing star Will Bailey has revealed he'll need surgery to fix a knee injury sustained during the show. But the para table tennis player is hoping to put off the operation until after the Tokyo Paralympics. He was back in Sheffield this morning, where he trains with Great Britain, to see the team doctor, and he spoke to our reporter, Sally Hurst. Wish him all the best. A really beautiful dancer as well, so I do hope he takes part in the show again. Yeah, and proof that it's not winning, it's taking part that counts, isn't it? That's right. Well, the Leeds Rhinos winger Ash Handley has been called up to the Great Britain Rugby League Lions squad. Handley will link up with the... I'm sure you recognise that scrolling behind us, the famous work of Charlotte Bronte. Well, the Bronte Parsonage Museum is appealing to all Yorkshire folk to help them purchase an iconic piece of Bronte memorabilia, which is up for auction in Paris in 10 days' time. The minute volume, which is no bigger than a book of matches, was written by Charlotte Bronte when she was just 14. The museum has launched a fundraising campaign to buy the book and bring it home to Haworth, as Kathy Killick reports. Dramatic flood pictures at the beginning of the programme. How bad is it, Paul? Well, you know, meteorologically, it's very similar to what we had in June 2007, which led to some pretty serious flooding. Now, I think the interesting thing is some of the projections on the River Don in South Yorkshire will see the river rising to levels not seen since June 2007. But, of course, there's been a lot of work gone on with flood defences in the last 12 years, so whether they will hold, we will see in the next 12 hours. Now, rainfall-wise, I've just got a statistic to show you just how wet autumn has. We'll have had twice the autumn rainfall. So it's not just today's rainfall event, it's the wet weeks that have led up to this. And it's hardly surprising there's, some fairly serious flooding perhaps in the next few hours. Let me just show you another picture that we got sent in from more rain spreading in from the west. Thank you, Paul. Let's hope that rain does let up a bit. Well, as Paul said, we'll be back with an updated forecast and an updated look at how things are in South Yorkshire and Hebden Bridge. Yes, that's right. Join us again at 10:25. For now, good night. Bye-bye.
Community.
Well, Paul's with you now. Paul, you've been speaking with the Environment Agency in the last few minutes. What are they saying?
Well, they have confirmed that the River Don has breached these new defences that were built after the floods of June 2007 at 2 points, Meadow Hall and Nursery Street near Kelham Island, and some areas in between. And that is a 3.6-mile stretch of the River Don right in the middle of Sheffield city centre. So quite a serious situation developing. The question is, why has it been so bad? Well, I've got some statistics showing just how wet it's been. So far, this was 3 o'clock this afternoon, there's been another 20 millimetres on top of this, but so far this autumn, we've had 370. It takes several hours for the rain that's fallen there to work its way down through Sheffield and out to Doncaster, so I'm sure river levels could well rise further. Right, well, we'll be keeping across it, and you've got the full forecast at the end of the programme. Thank you, Paul.
Let's look at some other news now. A new port will be built in Leeds, so freight can be brought into the city by boat. Planning permission for Strictly Come Dancing star Will Bailey says he will need surgery to fix a knee injury sustained during the show. The para-table tennis player, who was back in Sheffield training with the Great Britain team today, is hoping to put off the operation until after the Tokyo Paralympics. It could put him out of action. We wish him all the best. Paul's here now with that important forecast. Paul.
Yes, thanks very much. Well, of course, the focus of attention has Ken. That is the forecast.
Paul, thank you. Well, many of the train lines are not running in South Yorkshire due to the problem. So if you want to keep across everything that's happening, tune into your local radio stations for tomorrow morning. Keep safe. Good night.